All right, we want to get right to a Fox News alert. Police and the FBI on a frantic manhunt for a potential serial killer in a Tampa neighborhood.
In the past 12 days, 3 victims were shot and killed, all within 1 mile of each other, and all of them alone.
And investigators believe these murders are linked. And here with the latest, Interim Chief of the Tampa Police Department, Brian Duggan. Brian, thank you very much for being here this morning. Big task on your hands. Any closer today to having leads of who might be doing these horrific things?
Well, we are following up with everything that we get. Every phone call, we're out there in this neighborhood talking to everyone out there, and things are moving, just not as quickly as we want. We're relying on the public. This is a good neighborhood. The people are cooperating. This is not a neighborhood that's used to this type of crime. And
right.
So it's, we're moving forward, but it's going painfully slow.
And these victims are completely random. I just want to give our audience a sense of what's going on here. 3 victims have been shot over the course of 12 days, as I said, totally random, within 1 mile of each other. Give us a sense of what you know about him and what has happened over the past 12 days and how people in that area should be prepared to not find themselves in a situation like that.
Well, what we have is Benjamin Mitchell, Monica Hoffa, and now 20-year-old Anthony Nyboa. They were murdered. We have 3 murders within 10 days. They were all alone. They were actually within a half a mile of each other, and that's why we're linking them together. We don't know if this is one individual. We don't know their color. We don't know the race, their ethnicity, their sex. There's so many unknowns, and that's why we're hesitant to label it with anything. What we're asking is for the neighborhood to not be out there alone, but we're also encouraging them to come outside with their porch lights on. We've even gone around and given people porch lights if they didn't have them. When you have these type of incidents, I think the natural instinct is to hunker down and not go outside, and we're actually encouraging people to come out because all 3 individuals were alone, and that's the true link, is that they were close, the proximity, the time frame, and the fact that they were all alone.
With the randomness of all of this, are you concerned with something like, a while back there was the D.C. sniper who was just randomly killing people, days at a time, like 1 here, 3 days later, and nobody was connected? Something like this, there's no connection between these 3 individuals, so you think somebody's just literally picking targets at whim?
Well, that's what we have to, that's what we think is going on. Well, that is what's going on. And that's what the frustration level is. There's nothing linking these 3 individuals. They come from good families. They have good backgrounds. They were just alone. 20-year-old Anthony Nyboa, the latest victim, is, he's the oldest of 5 children. He was mildly autistic. He took the wrong bus and ended up in this neighborhood, which is not a bad neighborhood, but now we have this going on there. And I feel for the families. I went to and met with the family of Monica Hoffa, our second victim. They had services for her yesterday. And that's what I want people to think about, is the families. These are numbers. I'm saying 3 people within 10 days, but there's names and faces attached to those numbers.
Families. Yeah. Well, Interim Chief of Police Brian Duggan, good luck and Godspeed. Thank you for joining us this morning.
A tough job on your hands.
Thank you.
I remember I was living in D.C. at the time of the D.C. sniper. It brings it all back.
It's worse when it's random.
The randomness of it makes it difficult.
Such an unsettling way to live.